Sir, in terms of trade relations, what would you say to those who would say that once we start focusing on producing our own, how would that affect the slippery slope issue in terms of asking other nations to abide by our trade regulations?
Okay, well then, I think what I'm hearing is that slippery slope, if we give incentives to use natural gas instead of OPEC oil, I see it as a security issue, and so consequently, I don't care about trade issues, I guess, at that point, but two-thirds of your trade deficit is a purchase of oil. Barack, let me call you back. Okay, but the two-thirds of our trade deficit is the purchase of foreign oil. Two-thirds of it. That's not sustainable either. This year, OPEC, remember they sell 29 million barrels a day. We buy 5 of the 29. So for the 29 million barrels a day that they sell, their revenues this year will be over $1 trillion. So this is the greatest transfer of wealth to one group away from another group in the history of mankind. I mean, you're getting ready, the Mideast, it's their resource. They're entitled to do whatever they want to with it. I'm not trying to in any way imply that we should have some control over what they sell oil for. So, but you're getting ready. I mean, this whole thing, the way I see it, is the way it's going to unfold is the Russians are fading. They don't even reproduce fast enough to take care of the obits every month. And so Russia is fading, China is coming up, and the Mideast is too. They are going to come up because they're going to have so much money that they are, and it's going to be kind of Mideast, the United States, and the Chinese are going to all be in competition with each other. So yeah, I would. I'm not concerned about the trade deficit or whatever, but two-thirds of the trade deficit is foreign oil. Oh, I know what I want to do. That what we're asking for is $1 billion a year for 5 years. And it doesn't really do that much, 143,000 trucks out of 8 million. So we've got to bring this differential between natural gas vehicle and diesel, bring it down pretty fast. But we got one big thing going for us is $2 a gallon cheaper fuel. So that's great help for us to accomplish what I'm talking about doing. But remember, we are paying every day. We are paying $1.2 billion for foreign oil every day. I'm asking for $1 billion a year for 5 years. So in a week, you have already bought foreign oil that's equivalent to my, whatever you want to identify, mine, subsidy or whatever. Okay, let me take one more question.
Boone, this is Stephen from Destiny Transportation. The topics that you're speaking about today is near and dear to my heart and my wallet. With the conversion, you said $30,000 or $60,000 per truck. That sounds very realistic, but the infrastructure to support that along the nation's roadways, which everybody receives just about everything they get from trucks, is that included in your plan? And the other thing I just wanted to say is thank you, because we hear about this being talked about all the time, and nobody's standing up to do it. Obviously, you've got the resources and the know-how to do it, so thank you.
Okay, the infrastructure always is a question in it. And when I tell you about something, I always have a model, because I do not do R&D. I don't do research development, because R takes 10 years, D takes 10 years, and that kind of puts me out of it. So I get a model for what I'm talking about. And here, the infrastructure, California is a place to go. California has wrestled with a problem, not the one I'm talking to, but it's coincident with what I'm talking about. They've had an air quality issue, and they use natural gas to solve their air quality problem. They tried methanol, they tried electric, they tried several things, but they came down to natural gas. For over 20 years, the Los Angeles MTA, mass transit, has been on natural gas because they used to have smog in Los Angeles, where when I was going out there, 30, 40 years ago on business or something, I'd look in the paper to see whether they were having smog or not. Didn't have internet or anything. Now I can, check the weather every 15 seconds, I guess. But anyway, they went to LAMTA, went to natural gas. They have 2,800 buses there on natural gas. If you want to do it, it happens. And if you take Southern California, where they still had an air quality problem 7 years ago, they had a tough guy named Barry Wallerstein, and he ran the South Coast Air Quality Management District, AQMD. And these people have money and taxing authority and everything else, so if they want to do something, they just do it. And so he said, air quality issue, who are my biggest polluters? Trash trucks, work 24/7, idle a lot, inefficient burn, bad emissions. Okay, what's the difference in cost? $50,000 to go. All right, what we'll do is all you trash haulers, when you buy new, you don't have to discard your diesel. When you buy new, you have to go to natural gas. That was 7 years ago. 75% of them are on natural gas now. 50% of all in the United States trash trucks this year will be natural gas. All because of the leadership shown by the AQMD. Will it work? Absolutely. The infrastructure, it'll come with the equipment. Don't let the government get into paying for filling stations or anything like that. That is not necessary. Just get the thing started and the infrastructure will come right along. But just go back and think. Henry Ford, that was a guy that, you all know who Henry Ford is. That Ford Motor Company. He was going to have a Model T Ford for everybody. They're going to be all the same, no difference. They were all going to be black. Everybody would have the same car. Do you think that Henry Ford, when they said, Henry, you can't do this, there are no filling stations. Oh, hell, forget it. It's a bad idea. We can do whatever we want to do in this country. We can do it. We have the resources to do it. And you don't have to call on the government every time. We can. The people can do it.